Welcome to Epic Spotlight. I'm Dante Royster. I'm not talking about reckless spending, not the acronym YOLO, you only live once, but intentional wealth, timed correctly, used deliberately while your body, your family, and your life can still feel it. I see it every week. Smart people, high earners, and good intentions, but they're frozen in time, waiting for the right rate, waiting for the perfect market, waiting for some imaginary green light that never turns on. That's not discipline, that's hesitation, dressed up as prudence, and hesitation has a cost. Here are some stats that should wake you up. The average American homeowner stays in their first home 8 to 10 years. Most families create over 80% of their core memories before the age of 50. Yet the average person delays their dream home purchase until their 40s. Do you see the disconnect here? People are buying the stage after the show is over. That's a problem. Decade by decade, your life should be evaluated. Here's an example of the die with zero mentality done right. Let's start off in your 20s. In your 20s, perfection is not you, but the focus should be about the positioning. This is when liquidity matters more than luxury. This is when mistakes are cheap and education is priceless. Mortgage strategies such as house hacking is optimal. What is house hacking? Well, check out one of my videos right over here. Another strategy that you should be thinking about is purchasing small multifamily properties. Also, taking advantage of low down payment assistance programs that are out there, as well as grants. That should be in play. You're not buying your forever home right now, you are just buying optionality, options for your future. I was working with a young couple in their 20s, and all they wanted was granite countertops in a single family home. After a conversation, instead, we actually ended up going ahead and buying a duplex. They lived in one unit and rented out the other. The mistake that was avoided was buying into a lifestyle too early. The lesson that we all can learn from this is that we should let assets subsidize our youth and energy when we have it. The cost savings for the couple was over $1,200 per month as the rent was flowing in. So, for those listening out there, turning housing into a cash flow training ground in your 20s, well, that's the right thing to do and it allows you to grow your empire. Now, in your 30s, make sure you're buying space and buying time. This is the decade where life gets loud. Kids, schedules, careers, and suddenly square footage isn't vanity, it's sanity. Here's the truth: a mortgage in your 30s isn't debt, it's time leverage. You're buying shorter commutes to work, bigger kitchens for expanding families, and a backyard that raises your children for you. Now, remember, the numbers do matter. Families with stable housing see 30 to 40% better educational outcomes for their kids. Homeowners have a net worth 40 times higher than renters over time. Now, the mortgage strategy to optimize during this period is a 30-year fix. This will offer you the lowest payment per month. Sorry, Dave Ramsey, but at this age, let liquidity be a weapon for a brighter future. Let's keep cash flexible and invest surplus elsewhere. I don't want you to be the family that decides to sit on the sidelines for too long, scared to make a move, because you have to be concerned when rates tick up, because your payment will go up, right? But wait, what if rates go lower? Then the purchase prices will rise. And then once again, your payment goes up again. You see, waiting and thinking that was the smart play, actually, you're actually losing potential growth in appreciation of the home. Here's what you need to consider: time in the market beats timing the market. Buy the house that serves the season, not your ego. Now we're in your 40s. You need to optimize, but don't upgrade blindly. This is where people mess it up. They chase bigger instead of smarter. They renovate without thinking about the return on investment. They confuse comfort with progress. Something to consider: a kitchen remodel can cost $40,000 to $60,000, but the average rate on return on a kitchen is about 60%. But if this is your lifestyle renovation that you always wanted, then your return on investment can be priceless. But these are things that you must consider. Now, in your 40s still, you should be considering mortgage strategies like cash out refinances and looking to fund value adding renovations to increase the property value. Always try to preserve liquidity as much as possible. I had a client that wanted to refinance to get cash out to add a pool. In the Midwest? I mean, I'll help you, but my goodness, I didn't think that was the right move to make. The mistake was financing a lifestyle want instead of really breaking down the numbers. The cost for the pool was $85,000, but it's rarely used due to being in the Midwest and due to his work schedule. I would suggest redirecting capital into income producing upgrades, kind of like an additional dwelling unit. That way, it will be used more frequently and can generate more money for you. Now, in your 50s, Bill Perkins would want you paying for memories, not just saving and investing for your future. This is the decade Bill Perkins screams about because your health graph starts sloping quietly downward and your experience curve peaks now. Travel with your kids before they're gone. Host holidays while everyone still comes around. Experience create 3 times longer lasting happiness than material purchases. People regret missed experiences far more than financial losses. Now, mortgage strategies in your 50s works a little bit different, but they should include recasting and purchasing investment properties. Reduce payment stress and keep your capital working, whether investing in real estate or stocks, but continue to make your money grow. One of my clients and his wife were obsessed with paying off their mortgage early. But after our conversations, we decided to restructure the mortgage, consolidate debt, and put some money away for investing and for their retirement. One of the key lessons that I want to share with all of you is that liquidity can buy memories. Mortgage flexibility is more important and it can actually fund family experiences, and that can be a resource for you and your family. Now, in your 60s, it's time to simplify, but don't shrink your life. This isn't about downsizing joy, it's about downsizing friction. Stay close to family. Accessible design and low maintenance living are all important items to consider. Remember, the goal should be to die with zero regrets, not $0. You know what I took from this book? Is that a mortgage isn't a shackle, it's a lever. A home isn't an expense, it's a stage. Money isn't the point, life is. Experiences are. The tragedy isn't dying broke, the tragedy is dying rich and underlived. If you're listening to this and thinking someday when rates drop, when things settle down, that's hesitation you're speaking. Instead, ask a better question. What version of life am I postponing? What is that delay costing me? If you want clarity, not pressure. If you want strategy, not sales. If you want a mortgage design around your life, not just your rate, reach out to me. My contact information is right over here. So what decade are you in? Let's map out that decade for you. Let's design leverage that serves your family. Let's make sure the house you buy isn't just a milestone, but the place where your best moments actually happen. Because no one remembers the interest rate, but they definitely will remember Christmas Day at your home. And as always, have an epic day.